Hello and welcome back to Stranded Deep. If you're watching these as they go out, well, you might know this one's a little bit late because, well, real life kind of got in the way a little bit. That's just a thing that happens when you are running a YouTube channel. If you're watching these in the future, if you're a future person and you're sort of wondering what I'm talking about because you live in a world with flying cars and a Black & Decker rehydrator for your pizza, well, don't worry. Yeah, so we have our island. There's not actually too much more we can do here. We're kind of waiting for a couple of things to happen in the main game. The first is whatever the main update after 0.38. So I'm guessing 0.39 something, or even 0.40. Ooh, we're going up in numbers. Yeah, so we need the medicinal plants to be added to the game because that's going to allow us to use this island properly. So we'll put the medicinal plants in, put it in the game, release it to everyone on the internet so that they can have a play on here as well. And it'll be fun time for all. We can actually go back to the main game and actually play this game as was intended. The other thing is, well, it's a little less obvious. In fact, I'm going to start work on stuff in the middle. Yeah, it's a little less obvious. So when you're on an island and you're running around, some people are getting a bug where as you look left and right, you look left and you look right, there is a definite drop in frames. Some people say, oh, I'm getting lag. No, lag is more of a server-client environment. So if you're playing on the internet and your internet was slow or you had high latency, then you would experience lag, which means all the other players will be sort of skipping around, kind of like that. Skipping around, and you would have a hard time shooting them if you're in a first-person shooter or interacting with them if you were in sort of a standard MMO. But this is a frame drop, so as we're looking left and right, as soon as a new island appears on the horizon, in the frame, in the viewport, there's a half second of lag while the island is being drawn. I have tried pretty much everything. So before I was a photography technician, before I retouched photographs for a living, I was in IT. I was working with servers and things. So sorting problems like that out on the client side was something that we did quite a lot. And I've updated all the drivers. The last drivers to update was the AHCI driver for the hard drives. That's the Advanced Host Controller Interface, rather than IDE, which is the Integrated Drive Electronics. Now, IDE also knows PATA. The hard drives control themselves, basically. Whereas if you've got AHCI, you need to update the drivers on the motherboard. And if you've got a new AMD chipset or whatever, you've got a brand new computer, chances are you need to install the drivers for them. And so I did. That solved some problems in other games, but not this. This isn't to do with drive read. It is something to do with the game. I played with the NVIDIA settings on the back end, treble buffering, set VSync to fast, all that sort of stuff. And yeah, nothing I tried stopped that frame drop every time you look left and right and an island on the horizon. So I think it's a billboard system issue. I've changed the graphic settings in game and nothing's happened. Billboarding to low, and it doesn't change. So in the game, as we're playing, we are going to have a lot of frame drops, and it's kind of going to be uncomfortable for people watching, unless I don't do something clever, just stare at something, or don't look left and right as much. As we are in the island editor, that was a long old introduction. We do need to do something with this area here. We went through last time and we raised up all these rocks so the grass had less opportunity to clip through them. We left the ruins because the ruins kind of look cool with grass over them. So certain things like a little trench, we kind of pulled the rocks out of the ground. We have this area here, which is right in the middle of the island. We could do something with that. We've got this bridge here. Now, I'm not... slam the camera into a tree. If you've used the map editor, you'll know that as soon as the camera gets close to an object, it slows down, and the further away you are, the faster it speeds up. I wish there was a way of saying, no, just have constant speed. That would be nice. Yeah, maybe it's a Unity engine thing, that stutter. I can't. I was in the Unity forums trying to look it up, and I can't find anything. I know there's a stutter with rotational objects, but that's something else. We're going to go to rocks, obviously. Now, this side's kind of okay. I'm not too unhappy with this side. We could put a few more rocks down, small rocks, I guess. Like small rock 3 we've got. So if we do that, we jam them into the ground. Kind of gives us like a reason for that being, but this side is very different. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what we can do here. I think big rock, and then pop it into the ground maybe, to give the impression that to rotate. Maybe the impression, but we're very close to this here. Oh. This is going to be tricksy. Also, there's going to be grass and stuff growing here. So anything we do at this point, maybe we get rid of that. Yes, let's delete that. I think that we'll go with the smaller rocks and we'll just push some stuff in here. And that's probably the best for us in this circumstance. And it just gives, it says, hey, there's some rock here. It's kind of in the ground. Hey, this stuff is kind of maybe the previous occupants of the island actually created something. Maybe it was there. Where's T on my keyboard? Huh, there it is. So yeah, maybe the previous occupants of the island were busy sort of knocking rocks over, and this is a man-made structure. Or yeah, I don't have a problem with that. Shoreline Rock 2. Is that going to be a problem? Would that be a problem there? Maybe. It's kind of a cheaty. It's a huge kind of a neat collection of rocks there. No, I don't think that's going to work so well. It's too close to the stone circle for a start. So why don't we just get rid of that? Yep. And we'll grab one of these smaller rocks. That one, the one that doesn't look like a chewed up bit of bubble gum. We will hit R. T. There we go. Just drop that in, making sure that we give at least a few inches for the grass to not clip through. I don't know. Is the grass going to clip through that? Probably. So if we pull that this way, red, there we go. So it's kind of guiding you in. There's a rock there, there's a rock down there, some rock there. Okay, that's fine. It's subtle. It's just a little change, but it gives it a more of kind of a reason to be there. Here, I was thinking we could just pop some rocks in again. Nothing too much, nothing too complicated, really. Just pop a big rock in, and then pop another one on the other side, maybe. Yeah. Just to get the camera and the trees, just to give it some interest. There we go. There we go. That's actually kind of neat. Let's push that out a little bit. Could do is push that more under the tree. Let's just go here, make sure we're not actually in the tree. That's okay. That's fine. We've got this little pathway thing, but I think that's fine. It's fine. It's just to add some stuff to the middle of the island, really. We'll press R, rotate U. Okay. Neat. There will be a time where we have to allow this to kind of settle into our minds and be like, does that look good? Does that look terrible? I think that's fine. It's just some rocks. Yeah, that's all right. Fine. Just subtle now. Subtle. Yeah, so we're just adding little bits and pieces here and there. We know that everything that we add, if it's going to be sat on the grass, it needs to be quite chunky, so the grass doesn't just clip through it. That's kind of cool. Throw a rock there. I think most of this is actually fine along here. We did something here last time. Yeah, we threw in some trees and some more rocks. Fine. I'm liking that. We could probably... Do we want to throw in a palm tree there? No, we got some palm trees there. Yeah. The other thing we don't have are mining rocks and clay. Now, if we're going to throw these things down into the world, one of the places I would suggest we throw one in is here. Somewhere around here. It's kind of... It's not subtle. It's about as subtle as... well, they kind of look a bit like a walnut whip, I guess. Or if you don't have walnut whips in your country, kind of a bit of squirrel poop. Yeah, okay. So we need mining stuff anyway. I was thinking we could throw some mining stuff down. Is these going to be underwater? No. Oh no, that's a bit of an issue. Around the river. I'll give the river some purpose. Yeah. Pop that in there. Pop that in there. Okay, cool. Maybe if we just... Can we clip it into the ground? Kind of. You do get clay in rivers. It's not brilliant. Maybe we could put some out to sea or something. Somewhere more subtle. I don't think we can, you know? I mean, bearing in mind that once it's been mined, it disappears. So, yeah, sure. We'll put a little bit of clay down. If people were to download this island, they could be like, oh, you know what, I'm just going to cheat and just pop in some clay anyway. Just like tons and tons of clay. And I'll be like, oh, okay, well, I don't really mind. You know, it's, you do you. Yes, well, how are we going to place this so it looks natural? Au natural. I mean, it does. It's got all the charm of a large lump of partially chewed toffee. Delightful. Or in other words, not delightful at all. Just stuff you in there. Kinda. Oh, kinda. Just clipping through the leaves though. It doesn't really matter. Let's do that. And that. Oh no, you actually clipped through the plant. Yes, you are. Oof. No, you're not. No, you're not. Down a little bit. So you are. Okay, cool. Just pop you under there. And hopefully no one really notices that there's a huge lump of just kind of old stuffing under there. It is. If you don't like it, you just mine it out. Where else do we want to put some clay? We'll put some clay around the island in the sea, I think. Throw it in the sea? Why not? I'll do it. But wait a minute. You want to put it places where it's going to be obvious. It's like, hey, wait a minute. We'll put some down here. Yeah. Yeah, oh, that's nice. That's real nice. Okay. So it's like, hey, it's next to these rocks. Maybe we should explore the rocks to see if there's any clay. Yep, we'll do that. We'll do that. More clay? Yes, please. So the reason we're putting them next to rocks is if a player comes along and says, hey, I've been exploring and I see that you placed, there's a clay deposit next to these rocks. That's kind of cool. That's neat. I need to go into the sea to get the clay. Yes, you do. Okay. If I explore all these rock piles, am I going to get more clay? Yes, you are. Oh, good. Brilliant. That looks cold down there. I did do a thing when I was testing the settings, and I was looking at... What was I looking at? I was looking at DirectX 9. I switched back to DirectX 9, and there was a weird effect where the sea became completely translucent. It's still blue, very translucent, and this sort of there was a bump mapping effect which isn't in the editor. This sort of speckled bump map effect. I wonder if we change the time of day. If we do this time of day. Yeah, there it is. So this kind of rippley, I actually don't know if you're going to be able to see it. There's kind of like a ripple effect, which is, I think it's like a bump map texture that's added to the sea, which isn't there at certain times of the day. Like here, it's almost completely gone or translucent. That ends up as like almost like a shadow. It's so strange, like really, really strange. And I'm like, that's odd. That's very odd. Do we want to add something here? A little something here? Yeah, we probably do actually. Oh, rocks. Boop. There's plenty of clay. There's plenty of clay in the sea. If you're looking for it. If you're not looking for it, well, there isn't. Mining rocks, yeah. We could put rocks and stuff down on the island. I just like these little mining nodes as kind of a little thing for people to explore. Pop something in there. Is that going to work? No, not really. Okay. Maybe we just put loose rocks down. I think we do that. The clay that is so obvious there. Let's get rid of it. Yeah, that's too obvious. There, not so much of a problem. Here, right in the middle of the river, nah, that's not right. Okay, there's plenty of clay on the freaking island anyway, so that's cool. We'll just, yeah, okay, that's all right. That's all right there. So that's neat. So we put some resources in. I have no problem with that. We've got a few nodes of clay, so people can come along and say like, oh, I need to build something. Well, you've got plenty of stuff to start with. Other things we can do. We can. Oh, that was it. Do you want to build something offshore here? It was in the comments. Hey, leave the beach flat, but put something offshore to look at. And I'm like, the freaking camera acceleration is nuts. I do not like that. Not one bit. Not even a tiny bit. If I was thinking, hey, you know what I want? I want to be in the freaking stranded deeps. Oh yeah, the other thing is, if switching back to DirectX 9, you can actually see all the way down to the bottom of the sea. It's quite interesting to fly around in the main game in like God mode and actually see this. So if you want to know if there's anything between the islands in terms of seabed, there is not. The islands are literally these kind of squares that sit up from the abyss. There is nothing in between. So if you drop something off your raft, I don't know what happens to it. I'm assuming it just drops into the abyss. The other interesting thing is when the game populates these underwater rock shelves, it kind of carries on down all the way to the bottom with things like seaweed and what's the other stuff? Coral. That's the other stuff. So yeah, I found that quite interesting. So we can always put something off to one side, just over here, maybe a little rocky structure with a tree on it, maybe. Yeah, I have no problem doing that. Let's do it. I'll do it! A little rocky structure with a tree on it. We are going to need to raise. We're going to make the amount. I'll tell you what. Let's just read a little sample. Little sample. Oh, a little sample. Oh, a little sample. We'll read it from here. Done. Size. There we go. And let's go here. Something over here. I think here. Here. Yep, why not? Let's bring that up. Change the amount up. There we go. There we go. We can do exactly what we've done before. Let's use the hard edge brush for this. Just change the size up again, down. There we go. Ah, delightful. So we got a little bit of rocky rock there. See this? Smooth it off. Why not? So we'll change the soft brush. The amount is still quite high, but we'll smooth this off a little bit, especially around the back, because we're going to put some cliffs in to mask the fact that this just rises up out of the sea like a Martello Tower. And if you really want to lose a nice afternoon to Wikipedia, start with Martello Towers and end up in, well, any of the Great Wars, in fact, because they were a military defense. And they was just essentially a sea fort. You just stick them out in the sea. They're smaller than a castle. And you put cannons on them, and people come along, and they're like, "Oh, I would like to shoot your country up to like in the face, like no." And you say to yourself, "Well, yeah, you can try, my friend, but I don't really know what it's going to get you." And they're like, "Oh, but I'm French. I will drive my ships into your thing." And then it's like, do you have to? Because we have a long-standing history with the French. As British people, we love the French, and we also make a lot of fuss about not liking the French. They're great in some respects. I mean, they do pretty much everything that you imagine a French person will do. They have tiny cups of coffee. and they go bish a lot because that's what French people do. And you might say, hang on a minute, what if a French person is watching a video? They don't tend to. Japan and France tend to have their own areas of YouTube to watch videos on, which is why if you're cruising around YouTube, you'll probably not run into a lot of French-speaking videos. Just a little quirk of the way the world works. So we're going to turn the ocean back on. There we go. Gives us something to work with. It might be a little bit too big, but we can just kind of reduce the size of it a little bit. Not a problem. Yeah, that's a little bit too low, I think. So what we'll do is we'll raise it up. So it's above the water line. Cool. We can just put some... I'll tell you what we could have done is just put some cliff 2s out there. Boop. Slide them into the ground and just have some rocky stuff. We've done that over here. It's kind of cool. Actually, I might just leave that there. That's neat. I like it. Just a little... There's a lot of serendipity that goes on with building an island. It's like, oh, I've just done this thing, and actually I kind of like it. So I'll just leave it be. Leave it be. So this is going to be a little offshore island. But there's going to be no land bridge to it, I think. If you want to go out and explore it, that's fine, which is why we're leaving areas kind of like this. So you can pull a raft up alongside, or you can just swim out to it. That's not a real issue. You can get up onto it if you should so wish. Although it will be out over the void, which is terrifying and mind-numbingly scary. I mean, the void is pretty much that. And now I know that there is no actual seabed in game beyond the island. Good Lord, I really don't like that. That is just something that, I mean, I kind of always knew that was the way it was. But really? Really? Nah, come on. Come on. So we are quite happily just putting some rocks in. We're doing this real quick. Because we are... And because we've got the skills to pay whatever bills we may run into. So we'll go back to terrain. We will go back to smooth. Oh yeah. Look at that. Smoothing it down. Smooth it down. No problem. There'll be grass and stuff on it. That's cool. I'm kind of being a bit awkward with the camera. Turn the amount up. So the very edges are going to try and smooth out. So we've got the kind of loaf thing going on. You know what? We're going to hit up the read height. Pull. The reason I'm being a little bit odd with the camera is because we're so close to the edge. The camera wants to move very quickly. As soon as we go over this bit of ground, it wants to slow down. It wants to slow down when it's hitting the geometry of these rocks, but then it's accelerating away again. Camera acceleration needs to be sorted out for this. I would like fixed acceleration. I would like hot towels. I would like little mint on my pillow, and I would like a Sega Nomad in PAL, because they never made a Sega Nomad with PAL. And they never did. It was an American thing. So Sega Nomad was essentially a Sega Mega Drive or Sega Genesis, more accurately. That was in, I think it was NTSC. I think they only released it in North America. And I really like the idea of like a genuine handheld Mega Drive. I know you could probably get that's the wrong button. I know you could probably get ones now that are, I don't know. I think there's probably something that exists, probably knocked up in China or something. That I can't remember if they use a Zilog. No, they don't. They use I was just think what the Mega Drive used. I can't remember if it's a Zilog processor, but I don't think it is. There's so the Spectrum that does use a Zilog processor, but I think the Mega Drive used a Motorola processor. Because I have taken a few of them apart in my lifetime. I took mine one apart just to clean it up because it's just this ancient machine. So So what are we doing here? We're going to add some trees and things to it. Of course we're going to add a ficus to it. Why would we not add a ficus? That's just ridiculous. Kind of an island without a ficus. And I'll just jam it into the ground, I think. It's kind of the edge of the world level stuff. There we go. And what we're going to do is position it so it looks neat from the shore. Because chances are most people will just see it from the shore. So we're going to do this. There we go. So, ooh, is that all right? Yeah, it's kind of a neat thing to look at. Right, okay. What we might in fact do is get rid of it. Get rid of it. Remove it from here. So we click on it. Remove it. Are you sure you want to remove the object? When it says, are you sure you want to remove the object? I would like the object name to show up. That would be kind of a good thing. Are you sure you want to remove the object? It doesn't tell you what you're removing, and if you've accidentally clicked on a picture of the Queen or a copy of this wave, which apparently the camera, we're so far away. This acceleration, it's not even a bug, it's just how the game is. I was just trying to think other things that you could accidentally delete. Are you sure you accidentally want to delete the Beatles' entire back catalogue? Not the entire back catalogue, but they did go like weird in the middle. I think that was a bit of a problem. And I think like really early Pink Floyd. I don't really get really early Pink Floyd. They do sound a bit Beatles. I think it's got to be said. So I'm going to have a bit of an issue here with the tree. Which way do we can rotate it a little bit. Because we need it to look nice from the shore. There we go. Oh, okay, that's fine. Different times of day. Yay! Oh, those red lines. Okay, well that's the typical, oh, I've got to get all my stuff together because it's going to be dark and then I'm stuck on this island for a bit. The morning shot. The morning shot, that's actually alright. That's alright. It's fine. Yeah, alright. That's nice. That's nice. I like that. Okay. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh yeah? Oh, that's a song by Yellow. That is a song by Yellow. So we got this kind of pit here. Now this is going to be a little bit of a problem. Not for us, but for anyone who happens to get to this place and be like, oh, you know what? I was walking across your island and now I'm sort of breaking my legs. And I'm like, yes, you are. Okay, fine. So we're going to grab a rock and just slam it in there. And the reason for that is that if a player comes here, they will just fall into the abyss and it'll be uncomfortable for them. So you fill in the blank spaces with a bit of masonry. There we go. Anywhere else that looks a bit uncomfortable, a bit odd, it's all right. So we put some plants here. If we go and throw some stuff in. Okay, yeah, it's clipping to the side of the little island that we made. And now this needs to go a little bit more vertical. And the reason we do this is because we can use it to hide some of the weirdness in the rocks. Drop it down, and also sort of soften the edges of the world. Put it up a little bit. There we go. And it's kind of in the ground. It's kind of in the ground there. Oh, do these move around? I can't remember if they do. Actually, in the game itself. That's a good question. A good question that we have been asking ourselves for all of no seconds. I don't know. So if we pull that around so it's kind of... I don't want it to clip into the earth. That is... okay. Right, okay. We're going to have to compromise. Compromise by grabbing the green bit, bring it up. There we go, done. Done your rings. We are done. Done, my friends. Is it floating? I don't think... Wait, what? No, it's not. It's like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Is that bush floating? Bush? I don't believe it is. I don't believe it is. Or I'll throw some bushes down and things. There we go. Why would there be a happy little bush? It's a happy little bush on this island. Huh. Well, that's the wrong button. There are times when I hit the wrong button, and there are times when it's looking around a microphone stand. I did look at, I probably said this before, I did look at a sort of like a headset. Yeah, sorry. I did look at a headset which has a condenser mic built into it, the same one the Yogscast use. That's £300. £300. That is an expensive headset. It does allow you to look around and use a keyboard and things without having to lean around a microphone stand and a shock mount and a pop shield and all that lovely stuff. But it's also £300, which is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. You know what? You know what we might do? Pop some driftwood here. So there's driftwood here. Yeah. But it's just super awkward to get. There you go. Super awkward driftwood. I hadn't noticed, but the geometry is open on the bottom of that bit of log. That's a curious thing. Let's rotate this around. I don't think it actually matters. Huh. Interesting. So if you are putting driftwood down, just make sure you're yeah, it's also going to make it kind of difficult to get up onto the island from the side. Haha, that's quite funny. I find it amusing. Well, I don't actually. Other things to do. We could put some other plants and stuff down. A little bit of banana plant. Bearing in mind this will be covered in grass by the time we are done with this island. And then maybe a fruit tree, a fruit plant, fruit, young palms, a couple of young palms. Why not? Just kind of dress the island up. I have no problem with this. Put a load of stuff down. It's a reward for swimming out across the abyss to get to a little island with some resources on that you can use to do things. So we have the ficus, we have the kura, which is the big one. No. What's the other one? It's the kura and kwawa. So we are looking for PQ kwawa. There we go. All right. And we'll put a little kwawa down. It's kind of all on the outside at the moment. Yes, but if we put in pine small? It's a big pine tree. Big pine tree. Pine small 2. That's all right. Put a few of these down. I have no problem with that. Okay, there's a lot of plants here. And then what we can do is we can use, put some logs in as well as items. Air tank, buoy, cloth, compass, crude axe, crude boat. No. Interesting that you put all these tools in. Kindling. Tools. Kindling might be an interesting one just to drop in the forest or something. Because technically that's where you get kindling from. I don't know if you'd really be making it. Lashings, leather, machete. Machete don't text. Rawhide, refined knife, refined pig. No, rocks. Ooh, rocks. No, okay, we probably won't put some rocks here. Scrap corrugated. What were we looking for? We were looking for logs. Did we go past logs? Or is it trunk? Tarp, no. Oh, it'll be in plants, why not? Of course it will. Trees, all the way to the bottom. Doop-a-doop-a-doo, pine. That's a pine tree. Am I just being... No, log. There we go. So am I being dumb? I mean, yes, but also yes. So if you come out to this island, you can get some wood from down there. There's a couple of bits of wood here as well. And you can say, well, they just kind of fell off the tree, didn't they? Exactly what happened. There we go. And maybe another little plant in here. So there's some resources here. Another little plant. Something small and shrubby. Palm frond. Something small and shrubby. Potato. No. An actual shrubby shrub. A shrubbity shrub. A spoon, brother. Ficus everywhere. Let's have some more driftwood. Ah, there we go. Just something to go in the middle of the island. I don't know if this is... Is this a little bit too garden centre? Probably. Let's move you over here. We could do that, couldn't we? Yeah, okay, fine. That is absolutely okay where it is. All right, let's go and see what it looks like on the coast. Coast to coast. Okay, it's not great. And the reason it's not great is this guy here. So we'll get rid of you. Okay. I think that's a little bit. So we're standing here and we're going, oh, it's an island. It's got some stuff on it. Neat. All right. Well, it's a bit of a curiosity, isn't it? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So we've done this beach. We've done all these beaches. I think we'll just leave the rest of the world the way it is. The way it is. We've got some clay down, and the clay is near rocks. So that's good. We've got a bit more clay down, I guess. Mostly because all the endgame stuff tends to be clay based, and you need a lot of it to make bricks. Doop-a-doop-a-doop. It was under rocks, wasn't it? I'm thinking, there's a little bit of a problem here. Mining rock clay, okay. Anywhere else where people are going to be expecting clay but not seeing it? There's some over there. So we've got 1, 2, 1 in the river, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks, 6 clay that we can actually get in the world. That's a substantial amount, I think. A substantial amount. That's absolutely fine. We could throw the mining rock around base of cliffs, maybe. It looks so out of place. I mean, it has to look out of place in order to be visible by the player. The player comes along and says, "Oh yeah, no, I can totally mine that." But once you've gone through and created the island, I don't know. We'll probably throw some rocks in at some point. So we have fruit trees, and what do? We place them in places like. Okay, so there's one. There's some yucca there. Yeah, we placed them in places where there was sort of an interest. There's a couple here. There's one there, yep. So yeah, we absolutely did do that. Did we put one in here? I don't think we did. Ooh, maybe we should do that. Fruit trees are being rewards for going exploring places. There isn't one here. Where is there? No, that's a shrub. Ooh, okay, I know there's one over here as well. So if you come along and explore here. Okay, cool. So we have put in some clay. Okay. We've talked about the problems facing the game, and we've talked about the camera being a little bit dodge. We've also created this very low-lying island out to sea, which will create some interest from the shore, but, yeah, okay, so we've got this kind of thing. I guess it gives you something to aim towards as well. If you do have something on the beach and you're like, I just want to get my raft in here, then it's like, well, I've got something to aim for there. I've got something to aim for here and here. All this stuff that's out at sea. And I guess if you're over here, you're sailing back towards the island. Yeah, okay. Kind of gives you, I guess the stuff offshore. Because you might not notice the rotation of the island and be able to really tell the rotation of the island at sea level. I think that's fine. I think it's absolutely fine. Was there anything else we needed to do this sesh? I'm not entirely sure we do. We did place some rocks in the middle. We haven't gone completely crazy with the stuff in the middle. It's just literally just something just to say, hey, there's a path here, kind of hinting at it. Put some rocks over here. Do we need to do more here? I don't feel that we need to do any more here. I think we're okay. I think we're absolutely okay. So good. Absolutely brilliant. Oh yeah, the other thing we needed to look at was this. I think that's going to be okay there. We'll have to check it in game. But I think the crate that spawns on this plate at the front. So it's not going to be in the way of this lamp. So this lamp will be okay there. The crate's going to spawn there. I think that's fine, and it's far enough off there for any sort of bias as the game loads in. I think that'll be fine. These jerry cans, the jerry can and the oil drums, they really necessary? They seem a little bit off. You know what? If we place them closer to the wreck, maybe that'll give us a feeling that they actually belong to the wreck. But I don't think they really need to be here. I'm not really feeling their need. They do add sort of an industrial element to the map, I guess. R, rotate. T. That's T. Okay, cool. Cool. Is that? I was trying to read the little flag there. Oh right, okay. I thought that was a little German flag. It's not. There's a sort of a break in the texture. Hadn't noticed that. Right over where the flammable hazard warning symbol is. Interesting. Not noticed that before, but then I suppose I haven't really looked at the barrels before. Will it be something that is going to be sorted before the game goes? Is the game going to go gold? Oh, the chains are actually 2D as well. Huh. Not noticed that either. Cool. Yeah. Does that make it literally unplayable? Like literally unplayable? I don't know. We'll just use this area for bits and pieces for the old submarine. The old metal ship. Old metal ship. There we go. If you are on Wikipedia, look up the Japanese aircraft carrier submarines. If you, again, want to waste an entire afternoon looking up stuff, they basically took 2 submarines and added a flight deck between them that they could have aircraft on. They sort of flew around, drove around with aircraft. The idea was they were given the ability to attack America from the sea without having aircraft carriers detected. I think they had about 3 aircraft on them. So the reason you take 2 submarines and put them side by side is because if you put a lot of weight on a single submarine, it'll just roll over and sink. Wow. Okay, fine. We have done enough, I think. We've tweaked a few little things. That actually looks better now. We've given them a little bit more purpose for the bridge. We've added a couple of rocks in the middle. We haven't gone nuts with the middle. And we've added something offshore. I think at this point we're really just waiting for a few tweaks to the next update, the next main update, before we can make the island go live. I might even just go back into the game at this point. So next episode might be in the game, unless they release the update between now and the next recording. And then at some point, I'm going to need to, I guess, refresh the map. So that's going to take a little while. Yeah, interesting stuff for us in the not too distant future. But until then, you know what? I might call it there. So if you've been liking this, definitely leave a cheeky little subscribe, leave a like. If you didn't like it, leave a dislike. Somebody's been going through and disliking a bunch of videos, and you know what? It doesn't actually it doesn't actually make the video disappear. It actually helps with indexing. So definitely hit one or the other button, and it doesn't matter to me. And you know what? I will catch you guys next time.